This your girl, Organic Chef. Holler at me. We're gonna be cooking these great ingredients here today. I've got some cabbage, some super greens. We've got some white button mushrooms. I got an ancient grass farro. So this is your girl, Organic Chef. I'm about to go get some groceries from the grocery store, and I'm actually here at Kroger. So what's your routine? Like, you know, I got my mask, I got a backup mask, I got my handy wipes to wipe down my So, good morning. I am in the zone right now. See that sweat on my forehead? Girl getting it in. That's right, it's Friday. Your girl got her feet out. I'm in Georgia. Holla at your girl. Don't be jelly, y'all. But I'm a Jersey girl. Don't get it twisted. Jersey girl in the house. Organic Chef. I'm out. In the farmer's market. Guess who's here with me today? Oh yeah, it's that trucky dude. You get it in the farmer's market today. Holler at your girl, Organic Chef. Going in the oven, y'all. Going in the oven, y'all. Here we go. So our purees are done. And what are we about to do? Let's play it up! You heard him, let's play it up. I'll be right back. So we're getting it popping today. We're continuing on our New Year's resolution, and we're continuing on to do things that are healthy for our bodies and continue to eat, cook, and bake healthy using healthy ingredients. So today we have some fresh turmeric, fresh ginger root. I have some fresh spices that I've toasted and ground up in my coffee grinder. We've got some red lentils. I have some farro, ancient grain. We're going to talk about that later. I have some apple cider vinegar. I have some organic white miso paste that's going to be good for flavor. We have some fresh thyme and red pepper flakes, shallot, some multicolored carrots, white button mushrooms, green onions, a beautiful, beautiful half of a green cabbage, and we have some super greens here. So these are the ingredients that we'll be working with today. Let's get cooking. This is your girl, Organic Chef. Holler at me. Got some ancient grains, some farro here. We're going to talk about that later. I got some apple cider vinegar, and I've got all these healthy components, fresh herbs, and we're putting a new twist on some healthy cooking from Organic Chef. Holler at your girl. When we come back, we're going to be getting healthy and getting it in. Are you ready? Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. So let's start with our meal that we're going to prep today. So I want to start working on our lentils and our farro because they're going to take longest to cook, and we'll work on our cabbage while our farro is cooking up, as well as our lentils. So let's get started. So I have about 1 cup of red lentils. I love lentils because they cook up very quickly, and unlike most dried beans, they don't take that long to soften up. So you don't have to soak these overnight. And it has a great nutritional value of protein and iron and good stuff. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to rinse them very quickly with some water. But I'm rinsing. You can hear me, right? See if I can get a visual really quickly. So I'm just rinsing them And you want to check for pebbles and discoloration, things like that, and you want to remove them. I don't see any in this batch that I have here, but that's very, very important. Another thing, what happens when you rinse them out is it kind of helps to release some of that starch. That's it. So we have our lentils nice and rinsed. So for now, I'm going to place them back in the original bowl because I want to flavor up my lentils. I don't want them to be plain. I want them to be full of flavor. So we're going to set this to the side and we're going to get to chopping. So I have 2 stalks of celery. I'm going to divide that in my recipe because I want some of that in my cabbage as well. And I want some of it in my farro. So keep up with me because I'm splitting them up. So we're gonna start chopping. Let's get to chopping. So I like to work with fresh vegetables because you're gonna get all the nutrient value in your vegetables. So I'm just gonna slice it down the center. That's it. Chop it in half. And I'm gonna make my chops. So I'm using this as a flavoring for my dish. So if you know anything about cooking and what flavors vegetables impart on your dish, they infuse a lot of that flavor that we get, especially when we're talking about animal proteins and things like that. So this is also a quick thing you can do if you're immersing anything in water like rice or any type of grains, any type of beans. This is what I do if I don't have any ready stock available, which means I probably run out because I use it quite regularly. I will just make my mirepoix on my own and chuck it in that broth, and it's going to give you mimic that same flavor that you would get from a vegetable stock. So that's 1 carrot. So the same thing with my carrot. Carrot's full of vitamins, vitamin A, beta carotene. How pretty that is. Love that. So I'm just chopping them so my vegetables will cook at the same time. And I've got a shallot here. So part of this is going in my farro and part of it's going in my lentils. So only using half. I just want to infuse some flavor. You know, I want to have that essence in the background of the shallot. Taking this skin off. I want all my money's worth in my shallots. Edit that out. So everybody doing what's everyone up to? I hope everyone's living well and we're into the new year, doing new things, taking strides to attempt our new goals for 2021. I hope one of those goals is living to be healthier, doing a health pandemic. I think that is key and very, very important. So I'm just rough chopping my shallot. Half done. Now for my cabbage, I will do a different cut of veggies, but we'll work on our farro now. So our farro, I want the dice to be a little bit smaller. So I'm cutting them in half, lengthways twice. Lengthwise twice. Am I saying that right? I get tongue twisted sometimes, but it's okay. So I like using different grains and things like that, your seeds like quinoa, because I just like to change it up, do something different, do something new, you know. Sometimes we get kind of monotonous and bored doing and eating the same things the same way, applying the same applications. And I like my oldie but goodie recipes. I do. You never get enough of them. But I just think it's important to change it up, man. It's not always good to do the same things all the time, you know? You gotta change it up. And we're getting veggies all throughout our dish here, all throughout our dish. I think any chance that you can infuse flavor, it's a win-win. It is a win-win. So to that, we'll do our last half of our shallot. And also, we're gonna be adding some sliced mushrooms to our farro. So our farro is gonna have that deep umami flavor. It's gonna have the mirepoix. It's gonna be on and popping. You just don't know. Carrots. Got our celery. We're looking good. We're looking good. It's best to eat things in the raw state because you're going to get all the nutrient value in your vegetables, in your whole foods, in your produce. This is where it's at. So now we've got our mushrooms, which we've got our vitamin B's and vitamin D. So we're just chopping up a few mushrooms because we just want that flavor in our farro. Just some slices. That's all we're doing. So since I have some pretty cute bowls and things like that to put all my stuff in, back they go. So that's basically it for a lot of the chopping that we had to do today. I will be doing some grating for my fresh turmeric and my fresh ginger. And then we'll be garnishing with some fresh green onions. But that's as much of the chopping that we're gonna do today. So I've got my veggies for my farro with my mushrooms and my shallots here. Delicious goodness. So this is our prep for our farro. Done, son. And then we have our prep for our lentils. Done, done, done. So this is our prep for our lentils, all our diced veggies that we have here. And then I have my cabbage. Just some carrots. We've got a lot of veggies going on. And that's all we really need. So we're gonna start sauteing. This is gonna be a really, really quick process, so stick with me and we're gonna be just fine. I am turning up my rear pot for my farro till about medium heat. I've also got my pot for my lentils and I am turning that up as well to a medium heat. So I'm taking my lids off. They're gonna come in handy for later. No worries, we're gonna get it all popping and I'm gonna use all of them. So I have some avocado oil. Very nutritious for you, very good for you. I learned a lot from Naya. This is about 1 tablespoon I'm putting in for my farro. 2 tablespoons going into my lentils. I have more products going in there. And she talked a lot about frying and oils and things like that. About, you know, we all know frying food and fried foods and deep frying is not the most healthy way to cook. It's one of the most unhealthy ways to cook. She talked about the smoke points, about what happens at 100, 350 degrees. What happens to the chemicals in the oils as they turn into like a plastic. That's why you get that hard coating on the outside. And she talked about how avocado is the only oil that does not do that. So, quick tip, something healthy you could do, a healthy oil that you can fry with. So, very interesting facts, good stuff to keep it popping for our cooking. So, we have our mushroom mixture with our mirepoix. We're going to put in our pot for our farro. Hear that? You hear that? Let's get it popping. So you can smell all of those aromatics. Smells great. I can taste it already. So let's go over to our other pot where we have our lentils going. Same thing. It's already started sweating, as you can see, and we didn't add any salt yet. That's how we're doing it. So while that's sauteing up, let's do our farro. We're going to rinse them just like we did our lentils. Same process. Help releasing that starch. Checking to see if there's anything hard or any pebbles or anything like that. Farro is a really, really cool ancient grain. It's been around for thousands of years. It's a composition of 3 different wheat species, emmer, spelt, and einkorn. It's high in protein, vitamin B, and fiber. It's a great source of nutrition. It's full of antioxidants, polyphenols, and carotenoids, and selenium, which helps to increase your immunity and helps disease prevention. So fun facts about farro. It helps to lower your risk in heart disease, colorectal cancer, type 2 diabetes, and stroke. Told you I'd hit you with some fun facts. So it smells amazing. You see those little bits and pieces? We're going to bring them up. I have a little bit of vegetable stock that I made over the weekend. I'm going to add a lot of juicy flavor. Same thing for our lentil pot here. I'm going to add a little bit of stock. And we're going to let that heat up. And the next process we're going to do is we're going to add our lentils and we're going to add our farro. Let me tell you, it smells fantastic in here. The aromas and the aromatics, and just from the mirepoix, just from that with the avocado oil, it smells like heaven in here. I popped in a little bit of that vegetable stock. On fire. On fire. No question. So I'm going to add 1 stem of thyme to my lentils, and I'm going to do the same to my farro pot. So you can add, by all means, remove the stem. I just remove them with tongs or with my hands when my dish is finished, and you'll be just fine. So left in here, I have some red pepper flakes for my cabbage. So this is how we're going to get it popping. So as it starts to heat up, I'm going to add my farro that we rinsed out to the pot here. Yummy, yummy. And to that, I'm going to add the rest of the stock that I had. And we're going to even that out to make it 1 whole cup. So I'm checking to see where my farro is. Perfect. So now I'm going to kick up the temperature on my farro and put a lid on it. Oh, do you hear my lentil pot? It's like, help us, help us, help us. So to that, I'm gonna do the grating of some turmeric. Turmeric has great properties. I talk about them all the time. Great anti-inflammatory properties from curcumin, which gets activated and able to be absorbed in the body by using pepper. So just about a quarter of a teaspoon. And then I'm gonna do some fresh ginger. And helping with diseases. Healthy cooking, y'all. This is how you gotta infuse some healthy properties into your food. Smell-o-vision. Can you smell it? Oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. Now, mind you, I haven't added any salt to anything as of yet. Not yet. So everything's breaking down on its own time. You don't always have to infuse it. I do believe in building flavor as you go, but this is what I'm doing. Got my mirepoix, I've got my aromatics, I've got my herbs. I'm building exponential flavor here without seasoning it just yet. Seasoning is the accent that wakes up everything and allows your taste buds to connect to your food and brings everything to the fourth power. That's right, fourth power. But the flavor I'm already infusing and it's already there. So let's add our lentils. Remember, it's 1 cup of lentils and I used 1 cup of the farro. I used 1.5 cups, a combination of stock and water for the farro, and I'm gonna do the same for my lentils. Here's my cup. We're cooking now, y'all. We're cooking. So to that, I'm gonna add a cup of water. And we will season it at the end. Only thing I will put in right now into my lentils is pepper to activate that curcumin. And I'm gonna put some fresh cilantro. So whole stems, including the leaves, broken in half, goes in a pot, lid goes on it. We turn up that heat. This is how we doing it. We'll be right back. We're gonna start making that cabbage. See how this dish is coming together? Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. Okay, so it smells great in here. Our cooking is on and popping. So let's move this out the way. So I'm gonna start heating up my pot or pan that I'm using for my cabbage that I am braising. Braising is shallow, putting liquid in there and braising it, rather than immersing it and covering it all with water. That's not what we want to do. We want to braise our cabbage, slowly bring it up to temperature and cook it where it's infused with lots of flavor and it gets a little bit tender, and we're able to enjoy our cabbage, right? So I've got 1/2 cabbage here that I've already taken out the core here, as you can see, and I'm just gonna slice it in half. Take off the outer ones. I'm just slicing it. That's it. Just slices. Isn't that beautiful? And I know it may seem like a lot, but your greens always cook down because they're infused with so much water, you know, from the growing process, from the sunlight and the soil. They just soak up all that water. So just imagine, like, if you ate the proper amount of whole foods and produce and greens, you could replenish and give your body the water that it needs. But this is the way I'm doing it. I'm just chopping it up. Heard? Chopping it up. Okay, so cabbage has great health benefits as well. So about 1.5 tablespoons of the avocado oil that we're using. So I have some healthy components for the cabbage as well. It aids in weight loss. It's a good blood cleanser. It also aids in helping with antioxidants, which are cancer blockers. It stimulates the immune system. It's high in fiber. It's a detoxifier. It helps with the cardiovascular system. There's so many positive things about cabbage. Did you hear me? Y'all don't hear me. So for that, I'm gonna throw in some parsley. Just gonna leave it and break it with my hands. Save that fancy chopping for your small cuts, for your garnishes. I want to get all the nutrients and all the value of my vegetables and my herbs. So it's getting heated up right now. I'm gonna turn it up a little more. Check on my farro. Very nice, very nice. Let's check on our beans. It's coming along, it's coming along. Very nice. Everything looks fantastic. So our pan is heated up and we're gonna add those chili flakes to that. Just a couple. Like that. And to that, we're gonna add some spices. This is cumin, coriander, peppercorns. I just toasted them up and I ground them up in my coffee grinder to make my spices. It smells fantastic in here. So about a teaspoon of the spice mixture that I put in. And to that I'm gonna add a little bit of white, organic, non-GMO miso. This is gonna give my dish that flavor, la savor, that umami flavor that you're looking for. And it's also gonna add like a salty component because it is fermented, so that it has like a unique flavor. And this is what I'm gonna use to flavor my cabbage. It smells so good, so good. So let's start throwing in the cabbage. And don't worry, it's all gonna cook down. It may seem like a lot, but trust me, it's not. It's all gonna cook down. No worries. So from there, I'm gonna take my tongs and gently toss it. Bringing some up from the bottom. See my shoes, like my shoes? I'm chilling. That's how I do it at home. Sometimes I do wear my chef shoes. Today we're chilling. It's kind of like warm today. I think the high was about 60. So I've broken it up just a little bit. So I'm gonna add my apple cider vinegar. This is about 1/4 cup. And the rest of the miso, I'm gonna throw in my pot of my beans. This is gonna give my beans some flavor. Oh my gosh, they look so pretty. It smells great. OMG. Pretty colors of the cilantro. I gotta show you this. This is so pretty. So we have our lentils working. Yeah, baby. That's what you want. Here's our farro. So I can show you. Just about there. Unique thing about farro is it reminds me of when I make risotto with arborio rice. So it kind of has that same mimic where you can make a really, really creamy risotto from the farro. So we have our cabbage here. So to our cabbage, I'm going to add just a little bit of water so we can kick up that process. For cooking. Like I said, we're just doing a little bit of water. Why? Because this is going to release a lot of water. So just a little bit to start the steaming process until it starts to break down. So from there, we'll just put a top on it and call it a day. And that's all we'll be waiting for. And we'll get our preliminary chopping done for our garnish. And this dish is almost ready to get plated up. So let's take a moment and look at the Zoom that I did on the health benefits of apple cider vinegar. Let's go. So let's get started. We are talking about apple cider vinegar today. So as you can see, I have my little setup here. I've been cooking a lot with apples, and I also eat them raw for a healthy snack. And I enjoy them. They're crunchy, they're juicy, depending on the type of variety of apples that you like to buy or that you eat. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the healthy components of apples and how beneficial they are for us to eat on a regular basis. I did have an appointment for a call with a nutritionist. I'm not sure if she's going to make it on the call today. But anywho, we're going to go through some facts and things that I found out about apple cider vinegar. So I posted some things that were pretty obvious to some, but the post talks about how it's a non-toxic cleanser, which means you can use it to clean your house and it doesn't give off toxic chemicals that are harmful to your body by touching it or ingesting it, by using it in your everyday cleaning habits, whether it's your kitchen, your bathroom, as opposed to some harsh cleaners that are out there on the market, such as bleach. It neutralizes odors. Like, how cool is that? Without having to buy your cool odor fabric spray, freshener up or whatever. I do feel it kind of masks the odor rather than killing off the bacteria. But I'm all for pretty smells. I like pretty smells. I just don't want it to harm my health in the process. It also aids in weight loss. It helps to lower your cholesterol. It's useful when you want to detox. I use it in my smoothies. I might put like a tablespoon or two in my smoothies, or I also use a little bit of apple cider vinegar in my water, my drinking water, and then I have some green matcha powder that I purchased at Sprouts, and I'll use a little bit of that, and I'll have like a nice concoction that it tastes great. That nice green in the background, I like it. So instead of like drinking soda, I have that as a pure acid base. Um, it clears your sinuses. I can believe that. It's strong. It helps to digest itchy or sunburned skin. It gives you a great energy boost. It makes your hair look vibrant. I've used some hair products that were infused with apple cider vinegar. It invigorates your scalp. It wakes it up so the follicles can continue to grow. What else? It helps with dandruff. You can use it as a facial toner and cleanser. You can use it as a deodorant. It whitens your teeth. It eliminates bad breath. Whew, anything
If anything could do it, it's apple cider vinegar because it is so strong. It helps out with bloating. It's a disinfectant. Um, in these times that we're in, it's an affordable disinfectant that you can purchase, and it works. It's good on your produce. I use that to wash some of my really dirty produce that I might get. I'll throw it all in the sink, and I'll put some apple cider vinegar in there, and it helps the dirt to rise. That's how we do it. It helps with allergies, insect bites, antifungal, and candida. So, us women out there that we might have a yeast infection and things like that, it's helpful with that. It helps with nausea. It boosts the immune system. Another game changer, boosting the immune system. You need that. You need healthy gut. It helps to ease stomach aches. It eases sore throats. I use it. Like if I have a sore throat, which is usually the first indicator that you might be coming down with a cold or not feeling well, I'll take a shot of apple cider vinegar, and I'm good to go. It does the trick. What else? It helps to control your appetite. It helps to clear acne, and it stabilizes your blood sugar. So these were just some of the benefits, and I did post about it earlier this week and today. What else? It says that what's more, some folk remedy experts contend that apple cider vinegar contains pectin, which can help soothe intestinal spasms. Try mixing 1 or 2 tablespoons into a water or clear juice like apple juice. Some people like taking it straight to the head. I do. But I know they have these new gel gummies of apple cider vinegar. I guess if it's too strong for some people to ingest, or because it is strong, it might upset your stomach if you're taking it on an empty stomach and you haven't eaten in the morning. But it also may help cure your hiccups. Try a teaspoonful of apple cider vinegar. It might stop a case of hiccups in its tracks. According to a case report in 2015 in the issue of Journal of Palliative Medicine, one patient who developed persistent hiccups the day after undergoing chemotherapy, listen to the key words here, found significant improvement after using apple cider vinegar. The journal notes hiccups stopped or decreased in intensity or in rate per minute after sipping. Good stuff. It may help to soothe your sore throat, which we covered. And here's are some backup reasons as to why. As soon as you feel a pickle or a sore throat, oh my god, I just said that. Consider trying germ busting apple cider vinegar to help head off the infection. The vinegar creates an acidic environment. pH, now she talked about that. Miss Queen Naya, she talked about that on another call that we had about having a pH balanced acidic environment in your body, as she learned from Dr. Sadie, and having that type of environment to heal the body and to ward off on diseases and infections. Um, and it has been used since ancient times to kill germs. Modern research suggests it works best when used in the context of food preparation, and it has had mixed results when used to fight germs in people, according to a 2006 review in Medscape General Medicine. In a report in the Bioscience, Biotechnology, and Biochemistry, rats with high blood pressure given acetic acid had a drop in blood pressure compared with the control group that was given no vinegar or acetic acid. However, use caution here and talk to your doctor. I always say that. Don't take my word for it. You have to do your research, and of course, by all means, talk with your physician. It says here that, however, use caution. Large amounts of apple cider vinegar may cause a problem for people taking medications. Listen to this, such as digoxin or diuretics, which are used to treat heart failure, hypertension, and other conditions. So beware. And this is what we covered in the call with Naya. That sometimes things interact, even natural things may interact with medications that you might be on. So, yes, they are healthy, but for some people, it may cause a problem because of medications that they're on, or they might have an allergic reaction or be allergic to it. It says apple cider vinegar may help to lose weight. According to a 2018 report in the Journal of Functional Foods, apple cider vinegar, which part of a restricted calorie diet, can be considered as an effective strategy for reducing visceral fat and helping in a few other health issues. Harvard Medical School experts also point good, to explain that apple cider vinegar contains the acetic acid, which has been known to reduce absorption of starches. So it's a fat buster. It breaks down your fat. So you don't always have to work out and burn it off. The acidic compounds in apple cider vinegar helps to break down the fat, and it slows down the digestion, which can lead to a sensation of a full stomach. So then it tricks your mind into thinking that you're full, hence appetite control, that you won't continue eating. It said it might boost your energy. It says exercise and stress cause lactic acid to build up in the body, causing fatigue. Interestingly, the amino acids contained in apple cider vinegar may act as an antidote. The apple cider vinegar, also known as ACV, we like acronyms, also contains potassium and enzymes that may relieve that tired feeling. So the next time you're sluggish, try drinking apple cider vinegar. Just great stuff. It helps to cut down on nighttime leg cramps. It says leg cramps can often be a sign that you're low in potassium. I just had my test a couple weeks ago. I had my ionization test to test where my nutrients lied, and that was one of the nutrients that I was low on, which is potassium. Since one of the many apple cider vinegar benefits is that it contains potassium, one home remedy suggests mixing 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 teaspoon of honey to a glass of warm water, then drinking it to relieve nighttime leg cramps. Of course, by the time you walk to the kitchen to put the drink together, your cramp is likely to be history. Oh man. Raw, unfiltered. I don't know if you see that. There you go. This is raw, unfiltered, organic apple cider vinegar, or the acronym. And the reason why I'm showing you raw, unfiltered, because when things are not processed, that are natural, that come from the earth, like these beautiful, luxurious apples, they tend to keep all their nutrients intact. Once you start breaking them down and processing them, they no longer have the potency or efficacy of that nutrient. You're then being gypped. So now you have to double up or take more. Why? Because it doesn't have the nutrients that it should have. So if you're gonna do apple cider vinegar, this is what you should get: raw and unfiltered. And then I know people think this is kind of crazy, but if you can see at the bottom, this is fermented. Fermented things are always great for your gut and your gut health. So if you can see at the bottom, this is what they call the mothers. And I know a lot of people like when you get down to the apple cider vinegar, nobody wants the mothers because it's slimy, it's whatever. But that's where like the power punch of the nutrients is in the mothers. So I know the texture is not so great, but you can take it in small doses or amounts in your water or your smoothie or however you're doing your cooking, or if you're gonna to make the vinaigrette, things like that. But it's super beneficial and super healthy. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. So this is it. So thank you for being a part of this call today and this Zoom meeting. I'm out. This organic chef teaching you great, quick tips and classes on how to eat more healthy and to have a healthy, better, organic lifestyle. Organic chef, I'm out. Have a great day, everybody. Keep eating healthy, and more importantly, keep cooking.
So let's get back to cooking and finishing up our dish. My garnishes, because we're just about ready to plate up. So I'm just gonna rough chop. I've got a combination of cilantro and parsley for my dish. I think fresh herbs is where it's at. And don't forget, I still have spinach. So the spinach we're gonna add in. We're just gonna wilt it in into our farro. Okay, so we're just about done. I've also have some green onions I want to use. What they call the bias cut. I'm gonna include that with my garnish. I want everything to be together. That's it. So let's check on our farro. Ooh, it looks good. It looks good. It looks good. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Perfect. That's where I want it to be. Okay, so I need some salt. We'll do a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. 2 pinches. That's going to accentuate that flavor that's already there that we have from our aromatics. And it goes off. We do not want our beautiful farro to burn. Ain't burning my dish. Not on my watch. Okay, so let's test out that flavor. Okay. Perfect, Jim. Hot. It really is hot. And it's good. So to that, I have my super greens, which I'm just gonna sit here, put the lid on it, and let it wilt. That's it. Keeping it fresh. We're gonna move it off this pilot, put it in the back over here, and let it sit. So let's check on these. Ooh, I like it, I like it, I like it. So as you can see, look how small. See, it's cooking out all that water. Look how small it is. And the vinegar also helps to break it down so that it becomes nice and tender. That's what the vinegar does to the cabbage. So pretty. So I want to taste the texture to see where it's at. That's good. So it has a little bite to it, of which I like. Try a thicker piece. So a little bit more bite in a thicker piece. But I don't know about you, but I love texture. I don't want everything to be so smooth and so soft. I like having some type of crunch in my dish. And this is natural. It's a natural crunch from natural whole foods. So I'm going to stop the cooking process at this point and turn it off. The only thing I will do to this is, remember those spices? Yeah. I'm going to add them here. Can you see it? My arm's all in the way. Arms all in the way. Get it right. So remember, this is cumin, coriander, peppercorn. So this is also going to give my dish some flavor. And And then we'll put a little bit of the, just a little bit. Because remember I did a little bit of that miso. So it has some accent what's already there. That's it. Taste. See? That little bit of seasoning and spices, and a little bit of Himalayan salt just amped up that flavor. Remember I was telling you about that earlier. It's already to the third, fourth power with the natural flavors that I've infused from the natural ingredients. This just takes it to the next level. So if you're a person who can't have a lot of sodium and things like that, the way I infuse the flavor into this dish, minus the fermented white miso, minus that pink Himalayan salt, it had great flavor. And just use some citrus. Citrus will give it that pop of flavor that you're looking for, whether it's an orange, a lemon, a lime, and vinegar. Vinegar gives my cabbage that pop that it needs. So it hits all flavors of the taste buds. I got the umami here in my rice. I got the savory from my lentils. Then I got a kick of that vinegar. So when you eat this dish all together, it's gonna give you a great harmony of flavor when you're eating. Come on, stick with your girl, Organic Chef. And you know what that time is, right? Let's plate up. So I've got my dish and we're ready to plate up. So I'm gonna start with my lentils because I'm gonna have that be the base of my dish. Take my ladle. See that? It's gonna be the base. Look how pretty and golden it is from that turmeric. Beautiful. So remember our wilted greens and our farro. Our wilted greens and our farro with those mushrooms and that rice. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Isn't that pretty? So beautiful. Love veggies, man. Can't go wrong. So then we're gonna top it off with our cabbage. Come on, man, stay with me. This is how we're doing it. Let's get a pretty carrots in there. And then we'll garnish it with some fresh herbs and some green onions. Healthy, hearty, savory, comforting for this time of year. Your lentils on the bottom that serve as your soup or your stew or your sauce. Then we have our creamy farro that's enriched with our mirepoix and our mushrooms with the umami flavor, and topped with our bite and our green cabbage with our carrots and apple cider vinegar. Come on, stay with me. Stay with me. I guess I'm gonna have to taste it now. Let's give a little taste. Oh my goodness, the farro. Let's taste it. Together, it is a dream. This is a phenomenal, nutritious dish for the whole family. This is where it's at. Hey, this is Organic Chef. Hope you're out there with your friends, your family, and your loved ones, and your children, and you're continuing to eat healthy and to impart healthy things into your meal plan. Learning that we still have to eat some things raw to get all the nutrient value out of our food, and spending that time to prep, to get our veggies done, and to incorporate healthy living lifestyle meals for the whole family. So our protein content is our farro and our spinach And in part in the cabbage that we use today. So if you're looking for protein, there's protein in this dish. Do the research, look up the numbers, it's in there. Remember that commercial from back in the day? It's in there. It's in there. Beautiful dish prepared in under 30 minutes. This is Organic Chef from my humble organic kitchen to yours.